Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be with you today at the World Government Summit. When we speak about the future of work, we often speak about technology. But technology is not the real challenge. The real challenge is human capital. How do governments ensure that today's education choices still make sense 1, 2, 5, 10 years from now? How do we prepare people, not for the next job, but for continuous change? In the UAE, we choose to treat skills not as an educational issue, not as a labor issue, but as a national foresight responsibility. My presentation today is about a shift in how we plan for human capital. UAE Skills is not a reporting tool. It's not a labor market snapshot. It is a national foresight platform designed to help the UAE make forward-looking decisions on education, skills, and workforce development before mismatches happen, not after. What we are seeing today is not a normal technology cycle. Across capital, infrastructure, adoption, and innovation, the pattern is the same. Technology is scaling at orders of magnitude, not at linear rates. Every major indicator tells us the same thing. The pace of change is accelerating faster than traditional planning cycles. This speed, not automation itself, is what creates skills disruption. Understanding this pace of change is essential before we talk about solutions. When technology accelerates, jobs don't disappear overnight. They mutate. Roughly 40% of workers already face skill gaps, and by 2030, a significant share of today's skills will no longer be sufficient. The challenge is not job loss, it is job transformation, outpacing our ability to adapt education and policy. When labor markets move this quickly, governments can no longer rely on past data. Predictive skills intelligence becomes a policy necessity, not a luxury. For years, we relied on historical data to forecast jobs and skills. This approach breaks down when change is rapid, behavioral, and structural. When the tools no longer match reality, the answer is not better data alone. It is a new way of modeling the future. Today, we hear completely conflicting messages. AI will eliminate jobs. AI will create jobs. Everyone must learn to code. Coding is no longer a necessity. The problem is not the debate itself. The problem is that we're trying to understand the future using tools from the past. This leaves students, universities, and policymakers unsure of what to trust. When forecasting fails, the consequences cascade. Students chase the hype. Universities redesign programs reactively, and policy responds late. Everyone is rational, but they're responding to conflicting and outdated signals. This confusion does not come from lack of data. It comes from lack of integrated foresight. This is where UAE Skills comes in. UAE Skills is a national AI-enabled foresight engine designed to give a shared view of the future of work in the United Arab Emirates. It brings together policymakers, universities, schools, students, parents, and the general public onto one platform using the same data, the same assumptions, and the same future scenarios. And instead of fragmented signals, everyone works from a single source of truth. About how the jobs and skills are evolving in the UAE, of course. Before going on to the platform itself, one important design choice. UAE Skills does not look at the future trends, sectors, or skills in isolation. It looks at how future trends affect sectors, how sectors translate into jobs, and how jobs translate into skills, on both the demand and the supply side. UAE Skills connects demand and supply. On one side, it tracks the labor market demand, jobs, skills, and future needs. On the other side, it maps education and training supply, programs, graduates, and pathways. By forecasting how both sides evolve, the platform identifies mismatches early and supports smarter decisions across policy, education, and career guidance. UAE Skills is built around 6 key stakeholder groups, each with a dedicated interface. For government users who access in-depth human capital analytics to support labor, education, and economic policy decisions. For universities who use the platform to assess how well their programs align with the current and future labor market demand in the UAE. For high school counselors who rely on the system to guide students using real employment and skills data. For high school students who explore career paths, required skills, and suitable programs in an interactive and engaging way. For university students and graduates who receive personalized career insights, skill gap analysis, and upskilling recommendations. And finally, for parents and the general public who gain a clear guided view of the future occupations and education pathways in the UAE. And in true UAE fashion, we are also planning to expand this list for a 7th group, the industry. Each group sees what they need, but they all rely on the same underlying intelligence. UAE Skills is powered by a wide range of data sources brought together in one integrated system. On the government side, the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratisation of the UAE has collaborated with the Ministry of Higher Education and Academic Research, where we use administrative, labor, and higher education data, covering employers, workforce composition, institutions, programs, students, and graduates. This is complemented by a large-scale external data, including job boards, employer career pages, and international university curricula. By combining administrative data with real-time market signals, UAE Skills provide a comprehensive and current picture of the skills demand and supply. UAE Skills models the economy not as a static trend, but as decisions. Companies decide how to hire, upskill, and automate. Workers decide how to learn and adapt, and institutions decide how to redesign programs. A key strength of the UAE Skills platform is that it does not assume a single fixed future. Instead, it allows us to simulate multiple technology adaptation scenarios, moderate, balanced, or high, and observe how different sectors respond under each. In practical terms, this means that we can adjust the pace and depth of technology adoption in a specific sector, for example, in construction or in education, and immediately see how that changes the occupations that grow or decline, the skills that are added or transformed, and the level of upskilling versus reskilling required. This allows us to understand how skills demand emerges, not just where it ends up. Now that I've explained how the platform works, let me show you what it actually tells us at a national level about where the UAE workforce is heading. I know this slide looks like a lot of information, but let me make it human for you. The first insight is reassuring. Across all scenarios, moderate, balanced, or high, technology adoption, the message is consistent. Employment in the UAE continues to grow, between 14% and 32%. What changes is the composition of that growth. Growth is increasingly skewed towards high-skilled roles, particularly in technology-enabled sectors. Technology, logistics, manufacturing, and finance lead skilled workforce growth. In high technology adoption scenario, the share of high-skilled jobs nearly doubles. One common misconception about the future of work is that it's all about new occupations. In reality, and as UAE Skills has actually told us, new roles account for a relatively small share of employment, between 4 to 11%. The majority is coming from job transformation. The most significant transformation is not in job titles, but it is in skills. In higher technology adoption scenarios, up to 60% of the workforce is employed in occupations facing major skills transformation. Most new skill demand is driven by AI robotics data nexus, accounting for nearly 2/3 to 3/4 of all new skills. Technology automates tasks, but humans take on more responsibility for judgment, oversight, and decision-making. The future of workforce in the UAE is not less human. It is more judgment-driven. When we look closely at how skills evolve, the pattern becomes very clear. For skilled workers, demand shifts away from routine processing tasks, such as data entry and transactional work, and towards strategic oversight skills. We see strong growth in areas like IT security, data analysis, and AI supervision, while purely manual and repetitive tasks decline. Importantly, the fastest growing AI-related skills are not about building models. They are about evaluating AI output, integrating them into workflows, and measuring their impact. So far, I've shared system-wide insights. Now let me show you how it translates into real sectors. I have prepared a deck of 3 examples. Let's see how much we can cover during the short time that I have left. Let's look at healthcare. Healthcare is already one of the most skills-intensive sectors, and it becomes even more so in the future. Across scenarios, we see continued growth in core clinical roles, such as nurses and physicians, while administrative and support functions increasingly automate. What is distinctive about health is not replacement, it is in augmentation. AI's impact is focused on supporting clinical decisions, improving quality and safety, which is why new roles emerge around AI oversight, validation, and governance, rather than operating AI systems directly. When we look at healthcare skills, the message is very clear. Even in high technology scenarios, most change comes from new skills being added, not core clinical skills being replaced. AI drives nearly all new skill requirements in the sector, but these are focused on cognitive capabilities, like judgment, critical thinking, evaluating AI-supported decisions. Clinical expertise remain central. Technology complements it. It does not substitute it. As AI becomes more present, the human role in healthcare becomes even more important. These insights are not theoretical. They are designed to be used. Governments use UAE skills not to forecast healthcare demand, identify priority occupations, and plan national workforce capacity. Universities assess whether programs like nursing and medicine align with future skill needs, including digital health and AI oversight. Schools and counselors guide students towards growing healthcare roles, while students and parents gain clarity on pathways into meaningful future-ready health careers. This is how foresight translates into coordinated action. Looking at the second sector, and I see I have a bit of time left, ICT. ICT is the fastest growing sector across all scenarios. By 2030, the skilled workforce in ICT grows by more than 2.5 times, with high-skilled roles leading that expansion. What is striking is that AI and digital infrastructure account for nearly all trend-driven hiring decisions in the sector. New occupations do emerge, but larger shift comes from existing AI roles evolving rapidly, driven by AI adoption. At the same time, we see the rise of roles focused on AI governance, quality, and ethics, reflecting the need to manage advanced technologies responsibly at a scale. ICT faces one of the highest levels of skill transformation across all sectors. Even in balanced technology adoption scenarios, around 44% of skilled ICT workers are employed in roles undergoing significant skills change. This transformation goes beyond upskilling. In many cases, core skills themselves evolve, requiring reskilling, not just short-term training. AI, data, Internet of Things, and digital infrastructure drive nearly all new skill demand in the sector. At the same time, ICT professionals increasingly need judgment and ambiguity handling skills as they operate between complex technologies and real-world business decisions. These ICT insights are designed to drive real decisions. Governments use UA skills to track rapid ICT workforce expansion, anticipate AI-driven skill shortages, and shape national digital talent strategies. Universities assess whether ICT programs are aligned with emerging roles, from AI engineering to governance and ethics, and adjust curricula accordingly. Schools, students, and parents gain clarity on fast-growing ICT careers and the skills required to succeed in them. This ensures ICT growth is matched with prepared talent, not delayed supply. When we look at skills, education is one actually of the most stable sectors in the analysis. Across all scenarios, we do not see teaching roles declining. In fact, teachers continue to grow by around 18%, even as the sector evolves. What changes is not the importance of educators, but the breadth of their roles. As AI-augmented functions emerge, new education roles appear alongside teaching. AI supports teachers rather than replacing them, allowing greater focus on teaching practice, inclusion, and student engagement. When we look at skills in education, the transformation is clear but measured. Around 2/3 of educators will need reskilling, not because teaching is declining, but because how teaching is done is evolving. AI drives nearly all new skill requirements in the sector, particularly in content creation, assessment design, and personalized learning. Educators increasingly need both procedural skills, how to use AI, and conceptual understanding, how AI works, to guide learners responsibly. AI changes the classroom, but the responsibility remains firmly human. These education insights are designed to support real decisions. Governments use UA skills to monitor teacher supply and demand, plan capacity by subject level, and support stable education workforce. Universities align education degrees with evolving teaching roles, integrating digital teaching practices, inclusion, and AI-supported learning design. Schools, students, and parents gain clarity on education pathways, understanding that teaching remains a strong, long-term career while skills evolve with technology. This ensures stability in education alongside continuous improvement. So what does all of this add up to? UA skills is not about individual sectors in isolation. It is about a system-level impact, aligning education, labor markets, and economic strategy around a shared understanding of the future. This is where foresight becomes of a national value. UAE Skills delivers 3 transformational impacts. It builds a strong, future-ready talent pipeline, aligning education with industry demand, guiding learners towards employable, future-proof skills. It improves government efficiency, enabling faster, evidence-based decisions and better coordination across stakeholders. And third, it accelerates strategic economic growth, supporting diversification, innovation, and the UAE's long-term competitiveness. Together, these impacts turn skills foresight into a national advantage, Ultimately, they ensure people are prepared, not surprised, by the future of work. UAE Skills supports individuals across their entire journey. It starts in general education, where students explore future-proof careers and understand the skills required for them. In higher education, students evaluate program readiness, track in-demand skills, and make informed choices about electives and specializations. As they transition into employment, UAE Skills supports CV building, internships, and first job selection, and continues to support upskilling and certifications throughout their careers. This creates a continuous, connected skills pathway, not fragmented decisions. Most importantly, it replaces uncertainty with clarity at every stage of the journey. The future of work is not something that simply happens to governments. It is something that can be anticipated, shaped, and governed. UAE Skills represents how we move from reacting to labor market shocks, preparing people and institutions in advance. By aligning data, policy, education, and human capital, we ensure that growth is inclusive, skills are relevant, and opportunity keeps pace with change. I hope I did not bore you with my presentation. What I would like to leave you with in order to wake you up for the next very interesting session is a short video. Let's have a look.
من أيام الثورة الصناعية كانت الوظائف ثابتة تتوارث من جيل إلى جيل. بعدها تغير الوضع، اختفت وظائف وظهرت وظائف جديدة مع التكنولوجيا. واليوم ويا التحولات والتغيرات المتسارعة في شكل اقتصادات العالم، وظائف جديدة تطلع بشكل مستمر. لكن يبقى السؤال، شو ندرس اليوم عشان نكون جاهزين للمستقبل؟ وعشان نجاوب لازم نفهم سوق العمل اليوم وسوق العمل باكر، وكيف الذكاء الاصطناعي يغير الوظائف ويعيد تشكيل الأعمال ويخلق فرص ما كانت موجودة قبل. من هني وصلنا الحل، مهارات الإمارات،
منصة وطنية بتعيد تعريف التخطيط للمستقبل
وتستشرف كيف بيتغير عالم العمل بعد سنة وسنتين وحتى 10 سنوات. منصة تخدم أكثر من 200 ألف طالب وطالبة في دولة الإمارات، وتدعم أكثر من 200 جامعة ومؤسسة تعليمية، وترتبط ببيانات سوق العمل لأكثر من 1,200,000 مستخدم، وتدعم آلاف من الوظائف في الدولة. باستخدام الذكاء الاصطناعي وتحليل البيانات ترصد التحولات الكبرى في سوق العمل، تتوقع أكثر من 1700 مهارة مستقبلية، وتحدد الوظائف اللي بتختفي والفرص الجديدة اللي بتولد في كل القطاعات.
هالرؤية ما تبقى نظرية، تتحول إلى إشارات واضحة وقابلة للتطبيق،
وتغير قرارات الدراسة وتطور المناهج وتجهز أجيال كاملة لعالم مختلف. يعني طلبة يختارون مساراتهم بثقة، جامعات تواكب المستقبل بدل ما تلحقه، ودولة تبني رأس مال بشري يقود الاقتصاد في العقود القادمة. مهارات الإمارات، نستعد للمستقبل من اليوم.
Thank you.